last week I shared about my haul from a local produce auction, and it was quite popular. So today I am going to answer some questions about the produce auction, and then I'm going to share my haul from this week. So in my area, the produce auction is a weekly event. It's actually more than once a week. I just go once a week. Obviously, I don't feel like I need to go any more than that, and sometimes not every week. But my plan for this video is to share my haul, explain how the produce auction works, and then share 2 other hauls from places that we went as well. That includes a local health food store with a really good clearance section, and Mennonite grocery store that I really like. So I have, let's start talking about answering some questions about the produce auction. Sorry, I got a little tongue-tied there. So some of the questions about the produce auction were obviously, how does it work? How did you find it? And things like that. So I'll try and address everything as best I can, but not every produce auction functions the same way. I'm sure there's some nuanced differences between each one. So what happens in my area might not happen in your area, but for the one I go to personally, it is about, I'm going to say I drive about 20 minutes to get to it. There's a couple in my area, and most of what they sell is local produce or overstock from businesses, whether it be actual grocery stores, bakeries. Sometimes there's, like I say, wood crafts or flowers. There's just all kinds of stuff there besides just produce, but most of what is there is produce. So I tried to get some footage of what was on the side of the auction that I like to stay on. So the auction I go to has 2 different sides to the auction. One is bulk buying on a smaller scale, and the other side is bulk buying on a much larger scale. So you're buying by the pallet versus by the box. I like to stay on the by the box side because I have a family of 5. We live in a 1,200 square foot house. We have a small kitchen, so I don't have a lot of room to prepare a bunch of things. We also have a small pantry. We have our fridge and freezer over here. And then downstairs, I am lucky enough to have in the basement a couple canning shelves for canning items and a very large stand-up freezer. So there is some space for me to store things, but to buy by the pallet, I'm never going to be able to preserve and store that large a quantity. So the way that I do it is I stay on the smaller quantity side unless I'm going to be there with a few ladies organized to purchase something in bulk in a large quantity like that. On the side that I'm on, they have a variety of ways that they might sell the item that's for sale. So they might sell by box, they might sell by the pound or the pint, quart, and sometimes by the bundle. So certain things can be bundled, like today, for example, there was asparagus that was going by the bundle, and there was carrots that were going by the bundle, as well as spring onions. So you have to listen to what they're calling out and explaining before the auction starts. So they'll say, okay, next up we have 32 pints of blueberries, or 10 pounds of potatoes, or 12 bunches of carrots. So you have to listen and then very quickly in the moment figure out what you're willing to spend for that, the way that it's going up for sale. So it takes a little while to get used to, and there's a learning curve to it. You're not going to be able to sit there the first time and just be able to understand everything. It took, at least for me, I should say, it took watching one time and then participating slowly the next time before I felt confident enough to bid more and get what I wanted. So this particular auction, I was looking to get some fruit. I had gotten zucchini the last auction. I'd gotten cucumbers the last auction, some baked goods I shared with you, some fresh flowers, lemons, onion, garlic. So I didn't want anything like that because I had just gotten that stuff. I still am slowly working my way through some of those things. I have preserved some of it. I still have some of it to preserve. So I didn't want to get a large quantity of anything that was going to take me a while to preserve. So I wanted something that could be frozen, and I wanted something that could be eaten fresh. So the things I was looking for this time with the produce auction were blueberries, red and black raspberries, and plums. Those were the 4 things that I really, really had my heart set on. The reason being that I can easily freeze berries, and then if I wanted to can them, I'll pull them out of the freezer later when it's not as hot as it is, and I'll do the canning later on. But they will store in the freezer perfectly fine until then. And plums, I thought, well, we could fresh eat plums for quite some time, and then maybe at night I could do my canning if I wanted to make some kind of like a pear or a plum sauce or a plum jam or something like that. So what ended up happening this time is a lot of what I wanted went a lot more than I wanted to spend on it. For me personally, I know what the lowest prices in my area are. I try and have that price in my mind and then give a discount to that price because I'm buying in bulk, if that makes sense. So I know that if I'm buying pre-picked blueberries, they're going $3.99 a pint. If I do a pick your own, the lowest price I've seen on pick your own blueberries has been $3.50 a pint. So I know that if I was willing to go out and pick them myself, I could spend $3.50 a pint on my blueberries. So anything that would be under $3, giving myself that 50 cents pint discount for buying in bulk, I would be willing to pay for blueberries. So what I did end up buying this time was only blueberries because everything else kind of went at that price that things are going for anyway, or above that. Not really above that price, but above what I was willing to pay for that item. So another thing that, like I said, I was kind of hoping to get was black raspberries. Black raspberries are going for I keep saying $3.95. I've re-recorded this video a few times because I've messed up. $5.95 for a pint. And so I thought, okay, if I can get raspberries for $4 a pint or under, I'd be willing to pay that. But they were going for about $5 a pint. That's too much. I don't want to spend that. Again, it's a family of 5 that I have here. I try and be mindful of what I'm spending on our groceries. Grocery prices are skyrocketing. And I want to make sure my family is eating healthy. Well, I'm preserving things. I'm eating locally, but I also know that is best. So if I can't get something local, if I can't get something organic, I'm okay trying just to keep them fed. I usually have like an 80-20 rule. 80% of what we eat is, healthier. I try and do local and organic. Of course, it's not always possible. A lot of what I find at the farmer's market isn't able to be labeled organic because they're not certified organic, but I know the practices that the farms have, and I trust that they're organic enough for me. But we do also have food in my house that is not organic. It's processed, it's quick, it's snacky foods. We have cereals. And I'm willing to compromise in some of those areas just for convenience because, again, fed is better than just being anxious trying to make meals all the time. I'd rather make sure my family has food that they have access to quickly. If we're having a busy day and somebody is really hungry and they just need something to eat, convenience foods are fine with me. I try and make convenience foods from scratch, but I also am very busy. So while I can do the best I can 80% of the time, 20% of the time, there is stuff available for my kids to eat that are minimally processed. I don't like overly processed things. I try and watch what I am buying, but I would rather them eat than, than go hungry. So that's kind of my rule there. And you'll see some of the things that I bought later on are a little bit more of a processed food than what some people might like, but I honestly, it's my family. I'm going to feed them how I want to feed them. So let's get into what I did get. I got blueberries at the produce auction. It's literally the only thing that I want to bid on. And I think I bid on 2 things, and I believe that's it. And I won this one, and I did not win the other one. And at this point, I can't even remember what the other thing was that I bid on. It might have been raspberries. Yeah, I think it was raspberries. And the girl beside me won them, and I think she paid $4 a pint for her raspberries. And I just wasn't quite willing to go. Like, if I would have bid, it would have been above $4. We would have pushed it over. So she got hers for $4, but I did not get mine. So what I did get was blueberries. I paid $2 a pint for them. They were freshly picked this morning. They're delicious. They're sweet. I'm super happy with them. I'll show you what a pint of them look like. But I will warn you that this pint is not as overflowing as it once was, because I did eat from it. And so did my kids while we were in the car going other places. Oop, I just dropped one on the ground. So here is what they look like. They're fresh, delicious. Let me get this guy off the ground before somebody steps on them. Super sweet. I'm very happy with them. Oh, I just kicked one of my bags that I have to show you guys from another stop that we had. So again, they're very large blueberries. You can see they're a good size. I'm going to wash these after this video and put them in a freezer bag and put them in my freezer. And I'll probably leave quite a few pints out in my fridge for my kids to snack on. They're very good, very fresh, very sweet, and I'm very happy with my purchase. So, like I said, I paid $2 a pint for all of the pints of blueberries that I got. So I ended up spending around $70 on the blueberries because I got over 30 pints of blueberries here. There's quite a few pints of blueberries. Since I did not win the raspberries, I did go to the local Mennonite grocery store. They sell a lot of things in bulk. I like to shop in bulk for my family. Again, we're a family of 5. We like to eat local, whole food style, in whole ingredients style. That's just the way I prefer. But again, it's an 80-20. So I did pick up a quart of raspberries. Now, I paid more than I wanted to pay for these as well, but since I was only buying one, I was okay with that. I would not have purchased any more than one. I just really, really, really wanted these. I have a black raspberry bush or vine cane, black raspberry canes in my yard. And all of a sudden, for some reason, recently the birds have decided that they have found them. They're eating them. This is not a problem I've had before. And I don't have the resources right now. I have to go out shopping for them to be able to net them off and save the rest of my my raspberries as they come into season. These raspberries are absolutely wiped out, the black raspberries that I have. So that's why I had to go buy a quart of them. But I do have fall raspberries and blackberries that are coming into season that I can still protect and get a harvest from. So I won't have to pay what I paid for this quart, and that was $8 for this quart. Like I said, the pints are going for $5.95 at the grocery store. They sold for $4 for a flat, so I would have paid sorry, I would have paid, it's 12 pints in a flat. So it would have been, I'm happy just to have one little taste of the black raspberries. That's good. Along with our trip to the grocery store there, I picked up, they have a whole section that's bargain. Sometimes it's out of date. Sometimes it's overstock that they got from a company There's a handful of reasons why things might be in their bargain barn. And I got a few things from their bargain barn, so I was going to share that with you as well. The first thing I got was this Crofters Concord Grape Organic, is it jam or jelly? It just says premium spread. It was $1.29. And I know Crofters, when I look at it in the grocery store, is much more expensive than $1.29. I have my own jam that I've canned myself. I don't have Concord grape, and I just love Concord grapes, so I got that one because it was Concord grape. Downstairs we have strawberry jam and white grape jam. I will have white grape jam forever because of the amount of grapes that we got for such a good deal. Actually, I didn't pay for the grapes. That's how good of a deal it was. Somebody was giving them away by the flat. So I had a whole flat, and I made just tons of white grape jam, and it is just, there's so much still from a year ago that I need to get through. So the next thing that I got is Organic Valley clarified butter ghee. So that is $2.49, and I actually got 1, 2, and 3 of those. And I don't use that super often, but it's nice to have butter that stores on the shelf rather than in the fridge or freezer where I store my butter. And then the last thing that I got from the bargain section of the store is this vanilla bean paste by Simply Organic. And that I paid $2.99 for. And this, when I buy this, which I do really, really like to bake with vanilla bean paste. Vanilla bean paste is so much better, in my opinion, than using the vanilla, just the vanilla syrup, or I'm at a loss for words today, I swear. Regular vanilla extract. Vanilla bean paste is, it's got the seeds in it, and it seems like a little bit goes a long way, but my problem is I never just use a little bit. I use a lot of it. And then the very last thing that I got from there was a bunch of seeds. So inside the bargain barn, they had quite a few seed like racks, and they were all marked 4 for $1. And I had quite a few seeds in a cart online, and looking through the seeds that they had there, I decided I was just going to buy seeds there. 4 for $1, I couldn't pass it up. Usually I'm paying $3.99 for my seeds, so I will share some of the haul here, but I won't share everything because that seems like that would take forever. But I got just a spaghetti squash. Then I got candy corn, sweet corn, which is an heirloom variety. I got some Laxton Progress number 9 peas. Some more Swiss chard. That's the same candy corn there. My daughter picked out some daisies, and she wanted peppers. Some more peas in here. I also got some sugar snap peas, so I'm sure I'll come across those. I was super excited. This doesn't say that they're dragon tongue bush beans. It says Dwarf Tailor Horticultural. Oh, sorry. But they look exactly like my dragon. These, which say Dwarf Tailor Horticultural garden bean, but they look exactly like my dragon tongue bush beans. So I got those because I desperately needed more dragon tongue bush beans. And I thought if they aren't the exact same thing with a different name, they look very similar. I'm sure they taste very similar too. We love dragon tongue bush beans here, so I picked up every single pack that I could find that looked like them, and that was 4. Unfortunately, only 4. There's more peas, corn. My daughter picked up some cucumber, some marigold. She also picked up sunflower in giant gray striped. I got some Slenderette green bean. There's another one of her giant gray striped. Another one of the Dragon Tongue bush bean lookalikes. Some more corn and some more, oh, I'm sorry, that's not corn, that's Slenderette. And then I got Scarlet Pole runner beans, which I had in my cart at the other online. My daughter wanted to pick up pumpkins, so we got some sugar pumpkin. I got Little Gem lettuce, which I have seeds for. I actually save from year to year, but I also have a tendency to not label and then just assume when I have a Little Gem. So there I have a labeled pack of Little Gem. I also have Freckles lettuce, Early Prize Head lettuce. I got 2 packs of most of those, so that's what it is. There's some more Swiss chard, Improved Green Hubbard squash, Early White Bush scallop squash, more peas, sweet frying peppers, rutabaga, more Freckles lettuce, and Cocozelle squash, zucchini squash. So that's my haul there. Everything that I got, there's 40 seeds here, cost me $10. I'm so excited to get things at that price because, again, most of my seed packs that I get online cost $3.99 and sometimes even more than that. I do try and get them when I can get them, places like Dollar Tree, but some of the varieties that I want, like the Dragon Tongue bush bean, which is a favorite in my house, they're hard to find. At places like Dollar Tree doesn't carry anything like that. So you're stuck with, like, I believe the 2 varieties of beans that they carry are like Kentucky Wonder and Blue Lake. So if you want something like that, you have to go online or to a seed store. And so to get that for $1, I was just like, I grabbed every one of them. I was so excited. Then the next thing that I have, just throw that up there for now and throw that off to the side. The next thing that I have here is from the natural health food store in my area with the excellent clearance section. I always like to go there, and I get a lot of my the stuff for my teas there. But I also like to go to their clearance section just because they always have the coolest stuff in their clearance section. So the first thing I got is 4 packs of gum. They are the Humble Co. chewing gum, natural gum base with forest berry flavor. And I paid 50 cents for each one of them, or 49 cents for each one of them. There were only 4 there, so I picked up all 4. I think my kids will really like this. I throw these in my purse, and then when we're out and the kids notice I'm rifling through my purse, they'll ask for a piece of gum. So I got those. Then this is, I said about processed food, this is why. So this is something that my son really enjoys. These are original cheese puffs from Barbara's, and Barbara's is more of a crunchy brand. They're made with real aged cheddar and stuff like that. And I know some people would still be like, oh, that's pretty processed, but I don't care. It is pretty processed, but it's not what we're eating all the time. My son just really likes these, and if he really likes them, it's no different than me having my coffee or my matcha in the morning. It's something he enjoys. It's probably not the greatest for him, but it's also keeping him fed. If he wants a little snack, there's these for him. And I did pay full price for those because he loves them. We used to be able to get them from Azure Standard, but Azure Standard stopped carrying them. We would get them by the box, and then he would have them for the next month or so. Probably more, because there was quite a few in the box. They probably lost more than a month, honestly. But these were $4.99, so it was a little more expensive. But this is a treat. He doesn't get these, like I said, all the time. It's just, we were there at the health food store. He saw them. They're his favorite. They're discontinued from Azure, so we picked them up for him. The next thing that I got is part of the reason I love this store so much. This is out of date. So they just had it in there for free in their clearance section. So I paid $0.00 for this. It is jalapeno agave, which I'm excited to try because I do like a little bit of spice, but I don't love super spicy. So jalapeno agave sounds like it might be really good. I really like this brand of tortilla chips anyway, so I'm excited to try these. And because it was $0.00, I was so happy that I could try it without worrying about like not liking it being too spicy. So I got those, and that's all I got from. That's not true. That is not all I got from the health food store. I also picked up a box of tissues that fit in a cup holder in my car because my daughter and I both have really bad allergies, and sometimes when we're in the car we need tissues, and that just looked really convenient. And I'm sure Kleenex makes them, but I saw those there and picked them up. And I'll have to look next time I'm at like Target or something to see if Kleenex does make something that convenient that just fits in your car. I'm absolutely positive they probably do. I just never looked, and I just happened to see that while I was there. The other thing that I got, my kids love little puppets, finger puppets and stuff like that. So there's a company that makes puppets. They sell them at this particular health food store. And my daughter got, I don't see it around here. I would show you if it was somewhere I could grab it quick, but it's a little scarlet macaw that will fit on her finger. And it just looks like a little cute little parrot finger puppet. So it's super cute. And she really enjoys those. Oh, sorry. It's just very, like, I don't know. My allergies are out of hand. So that's everything I got. I thought you guys would enjoy the bargain barn section of the Mennonite grocery store since you really enjoyed the produce auction. So I thought I'd bring you along for that, and the clearance section where I actually didn't pay for one of the items that I got and only paid 49 cents for the other. So I kind of feel like I balance out my grocery budget by getting things on clearance like that, but then I do end up buying things like this for $4.99 because I buy things or get things like this. So I'm able to kind of balance out things like that. And I know this isn't like a grocery haul, like I'm going to be able to make something out of all of this. This is just, we were there, we picked it up. This stuff will go into my pantry. I work through my pantry. Everything here is more for ingredients than for this coming week. I don't shop like that. I don't shop for, hey, we're going to have this, so I'm going to buy this for this week. We have bulk ingredients that we buy. So I have, pounds of oats and flour and meat that we buy in bulk. So I always kind of shop like this rather than buying like a roast and broccoli and, whatever else you might purchase if you weren't storing food the way that I do. So I know it's not a traditional grocery haul, but this is what I got. And I did not pay, I didn't pay that much for it. I'm pretty excited. The most I paid, like I said, $4 for each of these. So I paid $8 for my cheese puffs, and that's about the most expensive thing besides my insane craving for the blackberries that the birds have eaten. And I could not harvest from my own yard. And I was really disappointed about that. So I overspent on this and those because they're two things that I like, my son really likes. But otherwise, I think everything was a great deal. I'm excited, and I will share with you. Hopefully next week at the produce auction I do better, and I'll have more to share with you.
I'm not sure why it cut off a little weird there, but I just wanted to say thank you for coming along and share a little bit from the other two stores we went to.